Hey everyone, welcome to question 2 associated with the confidence intervals, type 1 and 2 errors, and p-values lecture. As usual, I recommend you pause the video, attempt the question on your own, and then watch the remainder of the video to see whether you did it correctly. So in this case, a study is performed evaluating the association between alcohol use and disease X with a sample size of 100. And we're asked, if the study was repeated with 200 patients, what effect would this have on the chance of a type 1 and type 2 error? So we remember that a type 1 error is the chance of rejecting the null although the null is true. If you recall from the lecture, this is something actually that isn't related to sample size, and it is set by the researchers, with the common convention being a type 1 error rate of 5% being accepted. And that's why we use a p of less than 0.05 to determine statistical significance. So in this case, the chance of a type 1 error would not change with an increase in the sample size. The only way this would change is if they said, rather than a p-value of 0.05, we're going to change to a p-value of 0.01 or 0.10. But just changing the sample size won't change the rate of a type 1 error. So no change to that. For type 2 error, we remember that this is when we fail to reject. So fail to reject the null, although null is false. Basically incorrectly concluding that the null is true, even though the null is actually false. And we remember that the chance of a type 2 error is inversely correlated with the power of a study. And we remember that power depends heavily upon sample size, with increasing sample size leading to increased power. So in this case, because we're increasing the sample size, we're going to be increasing the power, which again is our 1 minus beta. And therefore, we're going to be decreasing the chance of a type 2 error, which is our beta. Therefore, overall, we would expect an increase in sample size to lead to no change to a type 1 error and a decreased chance of a type 2 error. If you had trouble with this question, I recommend going back and rewatching the lecture. As usual, like, comment, subscribe, and good luck.